Meet the Duprees. They're the ones that run things behind the gates of their private community. The core four of the family are Father Vernon, his wife Anita, and their two daughters Nicole and Danny. Let's start with Nicole, or Dr. Nicole to you, whose life seems to be so perfect. She and her husband Ted, who's also a doctor, has 3 children, Martin and Catherine, and also Ted's nephew Andre, whom they've raised. Oh, but then there's Danny, who married Bill, and they had 2 daughters, Naomi and Chelsea. And after 30 years, their daughter Naomi moved her best friend Haley into the house, and she stole her man. And now they're getting married, and Danny's not happy about none of that. But how could she be? Listen, Dupree family, you've got our attention, and we're back again today to get the tea, and I'm here to pour it. Because we all want to know what happened today beyond the gates. Hello and happy Monday to everybody. Welcome back, gatekeepers. And to those joining us for the first time, welcome to you too. If you haven't yet, why not go on and become a gatekeeper? Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we need your subscription to get there, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, for everybody tuned in now or later, don't forget to hit the like button for me. It's also free 99 to do so. Let's see what else. Don't forget that if you'd like to, you can send the channel a gift by way of that $ that's to the left of the comments. It helps to support the channel and keep things going over here because it ain't cheap, baby. And no pressure. But that too is appreciated, as well as it helps me to improve the channel as we go along, because we trying to be number one about this behind the gates thing. You heard me? All right. I know what y'all here for, the gossip, because that's what gatekeepers do. We love to talk about all that goes on behind these gates and these doggone Duprees. So let's get to it. First, though, we got to see who's down here in these comments. So let's get on over here and see. First of all, we have Tony in the house. Says, good afternoon, gatekeepers. Good afternoon, Miss Jen. Wishing you all and hoping you all are having a wonderful new week and marvelous day today. Always such a great greeting, Tony. Thank you very much. Tony says, hello, Miss Jens. Thank very much. Always appreciate your beautiful hard work for all of us. Mega thanks. And you're welcome. We got somebody new in the house, Miss Kayla Stewart. She says she is seated. Well, Kayla Stewart, I don't know if you know how we do over here, but when we get somebody new over here, we likes to give them a gatekeeper worthy kind of a welcome. So welcome, Kayla, y'all down to the comment section.
Hey, hey.
Gatekeepers! A decree from the Queen!
Enough! Be seated.
Girl, that's the only thing about the Queen, though. She don't give you that much time to say hey. But welcome, Kayla. We appreciate you. And please keep on coming back and tell a friend. Drag them over here kicking and screaming. We don't care how they come, just as long as they get here. Elaine says, hey, gatekeepers, and Real Talk. Hey, Real Talk. And Elaine says, hello, hello, hello. Hello to you guys, too. Real Talk also welcomes you, Kayla. And Kayla says, thank you to you guys. Well, like I said, I'm going to get to it because I know y'all over here to gossip. Y'all so doggone suspicious. And I love it. I do. All right, let's get started with, I didn't really have time to put these pictures in order because I thought I had a lot of time today. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it 10 minutes early. Ooh, that was a lie. The lie detector test determined that was a lie, honey. I could not do it. And then had the nerve to be late. Okay. Well, we're going to start with Vanessa. You know, that's how we have to say her name, Vanessa. And Doug. Well, child, let me get to the beginning of them. Vanessa's still sitting down talking to her best friend, Nicole, Dr. Nicole, about she and Doug, and she's worried that his schedule may be some of the problem, but she thinks that something has shifted with him. And then she wonders, do you think Doug done heard about what I be doing in these streets, girl? Girl, if he ain't, he will. He win. Because everybody know, girl. Everybody know you, Nessa. Everybody know you, girl. But anyway, um, Nicole is talking to her and tells her, it's not too late for you guys if you want to try. But Vanessa, you got to stop, girl. You got to stop some of this stuff you be doing out here, girl. Diego and everybody. But we know you're not about to give up Joey, though. But I digress. Anyway, Joey is down to the hospital, passing out light threats. And he told Doug that you going to have to pay me with that broken hand or no. So he says, I'm trying to figure out what else you can do for me. What you want him to do? Get on the pole or something? He can't even do that with a broken hand. Joey, not Joey. Calm down. Mm, mm, mm. Well, Ted came in just very briefly while Nicole and Nessa was talking, and they put him on out because she got the conversation to try to finish. She thinks she getting through to Vanessa just a little bit, so she like, go ahead on so we can finish talking. Well, Dr. Nicole is trying to help Vanessa see that it will take dedication to improve her marriage. And she feels that communication is what they need more of. So let Doug know what you need so you can stop seeking it in these streets, girl. And trying to get over there to Joey's house to figure out what you need at home. Girl, what is she doing? She's just so messy. And we love it. Anyway, Joey is still busy down to the hospital threatening Doug that if he can't pay him, I want you to know that the time is up, Doug. The deadline has come to pass, and it is today. And Doug was like, dang, you ain't even give me no more on it. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. The deadline is today. You need to pay up. And he says, well, I got a few assets that I could liquidate, but give me some time to make them liquid. And he was like, I ain't got no time for that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And then Joey did not like that Doug had implied what he do for a living. He ain't like that. He was like, what you think I do? Doug, what you trying to say I do? We know what you do, Joey. Everybody do. I don't know why Doug got to be the only one to pretend like he don't know what you do. I hear breaking people's thumbs and things. Doug, is that why you broke your hand? Did you break your hand ahead of time because you ain't want Joey the thumbs to break yours? Is that why you did that? I don't know. I know it's suspicious, but y'all know how I do. Anyway, Doug says that he's gonna come up with a way to pay Joey. And Joey's like, can somebody help you though? Anyone you trust? He's asking, is there anybody who cares enough about you to help you out of this mess? He says, yes, my wife, Vanessa. Joey, you better go and lead that horse to water and make him drink. Baby, that's skill. Because you know the saying say you can take a horse, you can drag a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. But in this case, Joey can. Joey, you are very skilled. Very skilled. Mm-hmm. Sidebar. I think they making Joey's lips too red in these episodes. I do need them to calm this lip color down just a little bit, but I digress. Try another color, please, because this is just too red pinkish for me. Okay. Well, Joey said that Vanessa could maybe sell a couple of them properties that she got, turn them over real fast, and she could save you. And at least he would owe someone who's not as unkind and non-negotiable as him. Well, Doug got mad when he tried to imply that maybe you ain't that good of a surgeon. And he told him, he said, you can go to HE double hockey sticks. Not Doug, who you think you're talking to. Now, this is Joey the Thumbs now. Baby, you don't be talking like this to Joey Hacksaw. You don't do that. And Joey told him, you better mind your tone. Remember who you talking to. Okay, before I mess around and add another 100,000 on top of what you owe. Child, how much money do you owe this man? If he could put another 100,000 on it. Dude, baby, you better. You doing too much gambling. I don't care how much you're making. Let's do birch. Well, anyway, he said, you could just ask Vanessa. Ain't that who you could ask? Can you just ask Nessa? Well, Doug said Vanessa doesn't know that he owes this money. And Joey said, well, you don't want to lose her. And Doug said, she would never leave me. Baby, don't say never, because you standing right in front of the man that she is contemplating right at this moment to leave you for the excitement of it all. Okay. Well, he said, no, she don't. And then Joey had the audacity to say, well, Vanessa don't know you. No, Joey, she don't know you. That's who she don't know. hmm He says, but if your wife is your answer, you better isn't the answer, you better figure it out. And right that very then, Vanessa walked up in there. Baby, when she walked up in there, do y'all know how my mouth fell open? And I was like, oh my God. How's he gonna explain being down to the hospital back here in this part of the hospital? Joey? Huh? Now I'm telling y'all, this is where y'all as writers be dropping the ball just a little bit. Cause ain't no man gonna be back here in this private section of the hospital and you don't really know my husband. And now you back here talking to him and I ain't gonna ask no questions. This makes the third woman on this show in a row in 7 days that they got something suspicious happening and ain't nobody asked no questions. Not no real questions. And just accepting what got told to them. Now, writers, y'all got to do better. You got to do better. All right, so when she got up in there, she was like, "What you doing here?" Joy said, "Oh, I had a friend that was over here in the hospital, and I had heard that your husband had hurt his hand, and I just came back here to check on him, make sure he was all right. You knew I do have a caring heart, girl. He got a caring heart, and he got a dangerous trigger finger. Okay, this you better know for sure. But anyway." Once he leaves, Vanessa wants to know what happened to Doug's hand. She's like, what happened to your hand, baby? What happened? And Doug said it was self-inflicted. He lost a patient and slammed his hand in frustration. And Vanessa asked him what was really going on. She's like, what's really happening with you? I love you, Doug. Doug. I love you, Doug. When I ain't trying to mess around with Diego and Joe in there. Child. But she says she don't want to see him hurt, and Doug wants her to take no blame for his pain. So Vanessa said that she thinks that he's pushing himself way too much, and that maybe he can start doing some teaching on the side instead, while he's off work with this broken up hand. But girl, he got to get Joy his money. He got to get Joy that money, girl. So he can't, I don't know if teaching gonna quite get it, girl. He got to do something strange for some change, right quick. Or you. Ooh. But anyway, he promises to never go back to this dark place that he's been in ever again. Meanwhile, Joey is on the phone telling somebody that he got Doug right where he wants him. Let me get down in these comments and see what y'all talking about. Because y'all know y'all like the gossip. And I want to get in on it too. So let's see what we talking about. All right, let me scroll back up. Linda says, hey, gatekeepers. Blatant Truth is in the house. Says, hello, gatekeepers. Happy Monday. Real Talk says, Vanessa. Girl, you know that's your favorite. Destiny says, hey, gatekeepers. Hey, Destiny. And Real Talk says, Vanessa is nothing but a pass around and she still wants to be judging my sis Haley. Girl, I told you that's how people do. Long as you don't know they dirt, they talking about yours. Linda says hello to everybody. Tony, Lynn, Real Talk 411, Kayla, Stewart, and Blatant Truth. Linda says the tea is hot and the future tea is hot too. I know. I read some stuff that they put out about what was coming up. I ain't gonna tell y'all though. The future tea. Tony Lynn says Vanessa's life is messy. She should be called Vanessa, not. That's a good one. Vanessa. Vanessa. We like that, Tony. Destiny says, hit the like button when you come. That's right, honey. Hit that like button because it helps in the algorithms. Tony says, hey, cousin Lynn, And everybody's cousins in here too. All right now. Linda says, "Hey, Destiny," and Destiny says, "Hey, back to Linda." Linda says, "I'm well, Tony Lynn, and thank you." Real Talk says, "I get mafia vibes from Joey. Joey is the kind of criminal that could make you disappear and could never find your body and could have you swimming with the fishes." Tony Lynn says, "This is great, Linda. You are very welcome. Thanks a lot." That is great, Linda. Thanks a lot. Linda says, Vanessa done got on my last nerve, the skeezer. Why y'all calling that girl names? You know what's going to happen? Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. Hold on, let me find this thing for y'all. Y'all in here talking about Vanessa. Vanessa gonna mess around. Watch this. I didn't upload it. Dang. That's all right. That's all right. I have it for y'all next time. Let me get back to these comments. Come on back. Okay, Real Talk says, "Yes, Linda, I cannot stand her. She can't stand her. Don't y'all worry. I'll put the voice stress and modulation on it for you." Real Talk says, "She is much like everyone else in Fairmont Crest. She's judgmental. She is. But you know, you gotta be if you're gonna live behind the gates. I'm gonna be like that when they finally approve my application. I'm gonna be judging heavy. I will judge and listen later, honey. Because that thing said we listen and we don't judge. Not in Fairmont Crest, baby. We judge and we listen. That's how we get the tea. Okay. Linda says, "Like, share, comment, and hit that notification bell. Ding." She's right about that. Please do. Linda says, "Real Talk, you right about Joey Thumbs." Real Talk says, "Joey is a scary dude. I think someone is going to end up gone. I don't know if Doug has it in him to hurt somebody like that." You know, certain words we can't say on here, Real Talk. Doug, you don't think the real, wait, you don't, oh, Doug, you don't know the real Vanessa. And either he do or he just pretending like it don't. Vanessa and Doug need to get a divorce and call it a day. It is clear that neither of them are invested in this marriage. Child, yes. And Nurse Messy Shanice is waiting to give him a soft place to fall. Okay, Linda says, "Look at Vanessa's face when she saw Doug, Jug, and Joey Thumbs." Yeah, she was like, I think for a minute she thought Joey was up there spilling her tea. Like, you know, your wife is into me, right? Girl. Real Talk says, "Miss Jim, Vanessa is not my fave." Girl, she ain't my fave either. Doug and Vanessa better be careful because they're in Joey Thumb's sights for sure. Hmm. And Linda says, "Doug got a lot of something strange. Yeah, got to do a lot of something strange for some change." And Blatant Truth says, "I like Vanessa." Tony Lynn. He says, "Thanks so much, Blatant Truth and greetings." Linda says that Tony, Vanessa is right. That's Vanessa. No, we calling her Vanessa because she's messy. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get back up here and see what else happened today. Blatant says, "My app wax rejected. I had to go sit with Mona Jan." Wait a minute, hold on. "My app wax rejected. I had to go and sit with Mona, Jan, Leslie, Dana, Sherry, Anna, Lulu. I don't know what that means. My app wax rejected." Let's see. Tony says, "Thanks a lot, Lynn. Yes, she is messy and for sure always messing around with mega men, not her husband, and do." Oh, wait. Okay, was. Okay. Your application was rejected. Girl, they better not. Put it back in again, girl, because when I get in, I'm going to get you in, girl. So she had to go sit with down to the diner. Okay, now I got it. I'm so slow sometimes, child. Okay, let's get back over here to what else went on down to the show today. Hold on, y'all. Let me scroll back up. Scroll back up to these pictures because now we're going to get into Eva, Leslie, Laura, Sherry, Dana, Anna, Lulu. And based upon this new wig color, which was like a blondish red, I feel a new persona coming on. I do. What y'all think the new lady name going to be? Because she done about used up the whole alphabet. That she has. But we love it. We do. Okay, let's get to these pictures about them now. Okay. So Eva, wait, don't open up this one. Eva is busy party planning for her daddy Ted and his wife Nicole, and she's talking it over with the two bougie crew, these party planners here. And Eva is talking about pigs in a blanket, and they had to steer her back to the uppity way to party, caviar and such. Girl, you better channel your inner Diane Carroll from Dynasty. Bring out your Dominique Devereaux, okay? Because they talking about caviar and things of that nature, okay? Asatrova and all of that, okay? And she talking about too much plain stuff over here. And they like, girl, we ain't about to have that kind of party. What is wrong with you? Well, Eva, hold on, let me see. Let me see what I wrote down here. Oh, they was talking about asking Kat what to do. They was like, girl, maybe you need to tap in with Kat and find out what we need to do, because you over here talking about the wrong stuff. We gonna be having no pigs and no blanket. At least not under that name. You have to have a much fancier name for that kind of a thing. Beef rolled in croissant. Okay. But baby, they ain't about to have none of that down there. Sorry, not sorry. But anyway, she said, no, I don't want to ask her now. I want to do this on my own. So they was like, okay, girl. Because she was trying to play it off like I was just kidding with y'all. But she wasn't. But Eva, please do better, honey. Meanwhile, Leslie came floating into the diner with all sorts of shopping bags. And she sits one down next to Ashley's mama. And she sits one down over there next to Mona. And Mona start looking through her bags. Like, Mona, what you doing, girl? Well, they must be real good friends. But anyway, when she walks in with the shopping bags, Mona pulls out a wig. And like I said, this one is a blondish red kind of a color. And she's like, girl, what is this? Ashley's mama pulls out the dress that was in the bag that was by her. And she said, girl, how can you afford this couture? This is couture. She done came into a little money y'all don't know nothing about yet. Mona was confused, baby. Yeah, we want to know too. Ashley mama want to know too. We all want to know, girl, where you get this money. Although we know they don't. Well, Eva, oh no. She told them that, let me find this other picture. Hold on, y'all. She sits down and tells them, oh, what happened was that, in the back of the casino, they got a place back there where you can go back there and play the slots. And I played the slots and I won $5,000. I did. And Mona told her, she said, girl, you'd have been better off buying a luxury bag, because at least you carry that every day. You ain't gonna be able to wear no fancy dress like this every day. Like, girl, that's what the Duprees do. They can afford to do that. Spend this kind of money on a high tone dress, because they got it like that. But you should have done something where you could use the money more. And I could see that Leslie really didn't like that. Mona, girl, you better be careful. Because people that get on Leslie Laura's nerve, girl, they end up in the hospital right down there with that other girl. So be careful, girl. She your friend, but she ain't your friend like that. Because you don't know what you're talking against, okay? Anyway, Eva is back at the club. Let me find this. Let me find this other picture. Okay. Also, side note, she also told them that she bought Eva a dress as well. She's like, because I want my baby to have something nice too. So I bought her something. That's when the baby was like, you should have just bought her a nice purse, girl. She could use that more. Well, while she's down to the country club, right when they got up, these two admit to her that they also did not come from behind the gates. And they said, but you better not tell nobody but God. Okay? Or girl, we will ruin you. But they were sharing with her because she told them that she wanted to make sure that she was able to do this on her own, and just please let me do it. And so they said, okay, we'll do that, because they both are everybody. But listen, we knew y'all weren't from behind the gates, though. We knew that. And sidebar, y'all see this wig this girl right here got on? That's the color that Eve, that Leslie done bought to wear now. That's the same color. Is that the same wig? We got to wait to see. Y'all got to remember. Okay, all right. Anyway, Kat looks over because she saw him when she came in, and she's looking at Tomas sitting over that man and his business. leg crossed, nursing on his drink, looking on his phone, trying to look all alluring. And she was loving it. So he offers to buy her a drink, and she agrees to sit down since she said Kat won't be there and she's with her family. That's what he told her. A side note, Eva had called Kat Tomas's girlfriend, and Tomas said, "You mean Kat, right?" Mm-hmm. He already denying you, Cat girl. You better keep the cake or whatever that was we were talking about, that proverbial cake. Girl, you better keep your cake on the counter, girl. Keep your cake on the counter. Because who he really likes, it seems, is Eva, in my opinion. Well, Kat is still trying to convince Chelsea about letting her mom come on through there and help them out with these purses. Okay. And Martin and Smitty fill Vernon in. I'm putting this into this part instead. Okay, so Martin and Smitty are grab Cat, not Cat. They grab Chelsea to the side and try to get her to give her opinion about what they think about what needs to happen with Tyrell and what's happened with him at the school. And she looks at the picture and she says he needs to just ignore this and then flood his page with other things that are more positive and fun. And soon these people are going to forget all about that. It'll blow over. And Smitty and Martin are pleased with her suggestion, and Vernon likes it too. Now, I hope that Martin will now leave it alone. Leave it alone, sir. Back down to the country club. And may I add that Eva is looking quite comfortable there. They're talking, and she's trying to wait, hold on. Back at the country club, I don't want to miss nothing now. Oh, Tomas is. I want to make sure I'm not missing nothing, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I did. Oh, hold on, y'all. Sorry. Somebody always calling me when I get on this live. It's like they just know or something. I don't know. But anyway, Leslie was back at the luncheon place telling her friends about she's doing what she's doing because um they asked her, did she meet a man? That's what they want to know. Like, girl, did you meet somebody? Okay. So Tomas, meanwhile, is enjoying his drinks with Eva, and she didn't know about the lawsuit. So Tomas is just telling her everything. Okay. He's telling her about the lawsuit with Naomi. He's talking about, how he felt about the lawsuit and she, her suing her dad and was it this and was it that and them getting rid of Mike and, talking about how he really didn't, like what Mike had did over there, but they're glad they got rid of him. I mean, he's opening up to her about stuff that he has not said to Kat, but he's telling it to Eva though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He said it was really something watching a daughter sue her dad like that. And Eva said she could not imagine doing anything like that, like suing her daddy. She's like, I could not. I could not. Hold on 1 second. Y'all know sometimes I can't read my writing. I be done wrote so fast. Okay. So I was saying that she said that she could not imagine suing her father, but I'm sure her mama could imagine doing that or worse. Okay. Your mama would have you hold your purse while she go over there and do this, that, and the other. Okay, all of that. But one thing about it, though, as I said, um, Tomas really, really likes talking to Eva. He really does. But then Eva starts telling Tomas about her made-up life growing up and how her mom took her when her real mom passed away. And then she painted her dad, Alan. They said his name again. I think Alan is coming, y'all. I think Alan about to show up. I think he is. I think he is. But anyway, she said she started painting Alan as a bad guy. Remember when she was talking to her mom, she said that Alan wasn't a bad guy and that he treated her like he was his child. So she's sitting here telling Tomas that Alan was not a good guy, and he didn't want me to call him dad, and he really didn't like my mother having a child that wasn't his. And then she also admitted, though, that she envied Kat's relationship with Ted and that she wants one like that, and that she wished she had have had that with her real dad. And Tomas said, well, it was a loss for your dad that he didn't get to know you. You're wonderful. Yeah, Tomas like him some her. But I tell you what I do feel bad about. I do feel bad that Eva decided to tell Tomas this lie that her mother had her rehearse up before they moved here. Because that lie to Tomas, I think, is going to come back to haunt her. I know you couldn't tell him the truth, girl, but you shouldn't have said that. You just shouldn't have said that. Well, Leslie, Laura, Dana, Sherry, Anna, Lulu is still back there talking to them ladies. And she said, well, I recently connected with an ex. And she's just gushing and glowing while she's talking about Ted. Girl, Ted don't want you. Ted didn't want you then, and Ted don't want you now. But dream on, dreamer. Play on, player. But anyway, they asked about him, and she says, no, I don't want to say anything about him, but I did put me a 3-dimensional vision board together. I'm worried about somebody with a 3-dimensional vision board with a specific man on it. Girl, you sound like you got candles lit and some kind of thing set up with, girl, it's too much. You're too much, girl. You're doing too much. But, she is a little cray-cray, so it could be why. It could be why. But Mona said, well, ain't that the same thing they do when they investigating crimes? Girl, they do. Because they going to be investigating her crimes at the wire. You just don't know it yet. Just make sure you don't end up on the board, Mona. Stop asking so many questions, girl. Be like Ashley, mama. Sit over there and nod your head and pretend you don't know what you're talking about. Because she going to be all right. You, though, you might be in danger, Mona. Well, she said that she was going to make her dreams come true when it came to this mystery man. And she thanks the ladies for their support and said that they will soon know about it. Everybody will. Sooner than later. You think? Oh, man, it's about to get ugly. Let me see what y'all down here talking about. Let me go up and find these comments. Hold on. Here come. Hold on. Scrolling up. Come on, machine, move with haste. Tony Lynn says, thanks a lot, Linda. She is messy for sure. Always messing around. Oh, yeah, we saw that one. Blatant Truth was explaining to me what she meant earlier. Real Talk says, Eva was showing that she wasn't from behind the gates. Yes, she was. Girl, your slip was hanging. Eva spilled some real tea today. And Destiny says, Leslie was bold flaunting all those bags like that. She was. Had the good bags. But she want to shop like Dr. Nicole, girl. $50,000 ain't gonna take you before so far, girl. You better calm down. Put that money up, especially in today's economy with all we got going on, girl. You better hide that money in the mattress. She said Leslie done took Ted's money and spent it on herself. Because that's how she do. Poor Eva is definitely out of her element. She is. Real Talk says, yeah, I felt a little bad for her. Linda says, LLSDA Delulu came in like bang, bang Betty with all the bag. Big bank Betty with all the bags. She did. Real Talk says Eva was looking for Tomas like a whole state, was looking at him like a whole state, and she was, because he was looking nice. That ain't my cup of tea, but he was looking real nice. He's a nice, smooth looking gentleman. I don't know why everybody on Twitter was hating on Tomas today because he was talking to Eva. All he was doing was talking to Eva. Is that not allowed? Child, he don't really like a cat like that. Because she's a little, what's that word? I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. She ain't that deep is what I'm trying to say. She's it'll come back to me the word I'm trying to say, but she's not, she ain't like cat had I'm saying everybody's name, but who I'm trying to say, Eva has a little more substance to her as a person, I will say. Whereas Cat is really kind of surface level and phony. She has no real depth. Okay, so because he kind of sees Cat, he isn't allowed to talk to anyone else. He isn't allowed to have female friends. Evidently not, I guess. But him and Eva were just talking and having friendly drink. Nothing happened. True. Not yet. Eva says, be careful, Cat has claws. Eva do too. Oh, Eva acts like she not just like her mom, but she's just mostly not evil like her mom, but she is shady. Kayla, you think so? Because I think she's trying her best not to be like her mama. But when you're that close to something, the apple don't fall far from the tree. But I'm hoping she roll a few steps away. Linda says, Kayla Stewart, yes, she is shady. Real Talk says, well, we can't say how he feels about the harassment lawsuit with Kat because Kat is Team Naomi. Tomas can't say how he really feels because he doesn't want to upset Kat. Not yet, because he may still need to utilize her. Destiny says, Tomas, I don't like Thomas as much as I used to. He seems too timey-ish. He might be. So therefore, he feels comfortable saying it to Eva. Kat will talk down to Tomas and tell him, Bill is this, Bill is that. We're going to see. I mean, him and Kat are just dating, nothing serious. They're not even a couple officially. Him and Kat don't even have any labels right now. Right. Kat is holding back, and it's clear Tomas doesn't like that. Linda says, correct, Destiny. Destiny says, at Real Talk, guess Tomas likes them more grown. Tomas is better with Eva. He's more relaxed with Eva. He's more himself, and Kat is too. Stuffy, and has to walk on eggshells around her because she's a Dupree, and they're warring with Bill. True. He may be trying to figure out if he wants to get involved with that whole thing or not. But little does he know that Eva is one of them too. She's just not the same. Kayla says Eva swear when she blows up their live, Ted is just gonna blows up their live. Ted is just gonna welcome her, and she is very jealous of Kat's live. Yeah, Eva swears when she blows up their live, Ted just gonna lives. Ted just gonna welcome her in. Yeah, I think he will though. I think he will because Ted seems the type and he doesn't know what happened with her, and that's not her fault. That part ain't her fault. Tomas has a lot of personality. He is Latina. He is extra and over the top and full of life. Kat isn't like that. She's Miss Prim and proper. I agree. Eva and her mom deserve whatever comes to them. Eva is very dense and delusional when it comes to her mom, but that's her mama. That's the whole point. When your mama is doing stuff, it's not the same as seeing a friend or a neighbor or a coworker be that way. That's her mama. She's got to be conflicted. That's what I think. But I really don't think Eva has the same heart as her mother. She's fighting not to. That's why she's gonna read her down next week. Destiny says timid. Real Talk says once this secret comes out, Thomas is going to take pity on Eva. He won't judge her for what she did, and that's going to cause problems with him and Kat. Ooh, that would be interesting. That's why I like their conversation today. When have Thomas and Kat ever had a deep conversation like this? This is what I love about y'all. Y'all so doggone suspicious. Y'all know I love it. I do. Hey, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says, hey, gatekeepers, listen from the bushes. By the way, the actress that plays Nicole is definitely not pregnant, Miss Jen. I think I read that she's having a baby in real life. I thought I read that somewhere, but I could be wrong. Eva thinks Kat hates her now, and oh, wait till the secret come out. Oh, child, when the secret come out, it wouldn't have mattered if they had started off on good terms because, okay, like I said, I'll admit to y'all, I'm a daddy's girl too. I was. My father passed away, like I said, but baby, you could see, when nobody gonna show up talking about they was me and my sister would never. I mean, I would have tried to act right, but I don't know. Because, I'm very territorial about my daddy, baby. I didn't play that. Kat is too prissy for Tomas. Kat is very superficial. Dee Dee says, I think the word you're looking to, yes, shallow. Thank you, Dee Dee. She is very shallow. She is. She's about as deep as a bird bath. I mean, Real Talk says Kat and Tomas are two different people with different personalities. They are not a great match. Kat and Thomas don't have anything in common. Well, she says, I follow her on IG. She posted a video and her stomach is flat. Was that the one of her exercising? Because I follow her too. But she may just be in the first stages. We don't know. I don't know why I read that she was having a baby. I really don't. Okay, because I could be wrong, like I said. Thomas is too real for Kat. Thomas knows what it means to struggle and work his way up. Okay, then. Y'all better go and get it all straight. All right, let's get up into this last part with these doggone Duprees. Let me find that part. Hold on, go to these pictures. To the pictures. Okay. Well, Anita and the girls arrived to the bar and party. And may I add that coat that Anita had on, baby, was sharp, sharp, sharp. And not only that, Chelsea is standing over there in the very dress I tried to chase down from Nordstrom's rack. It was only $98. I tried to chase this dress down in the extra, extra large, but baby, they did not have it. Okay, it was gone. Because you know the fluffy people are always the first ones to get the stuff and go, honey, because they don't order but one or two. But if I ever see this dress, I'm going to look for it on Shein, though, because I know it's a dupe out there somewhere. That's a mesh dress. That dress is cute, honey. But I digress. But anyway, Danny says that she has a surprise for them. When Vernon arrives, he flirting down with him some Anita. He know he love him some Anita, honey. And he's talking. But anyway, while they're sitting there talking, let me make sure I'm not skipping over a part. Let me just say this first. Vernon arrives flirting with Anita, and the rest of the family arrives, including the Smitty Martins. And the waitress comes over and asks Anita if she wants to sing. And she says she's just there to enjoy. Girl, you know you want to get up and sing. Girl, come on now. Come on. Here's another sidebar for y'all. I really want to see Stephanie Mills or Patti LaBelle or Patty Austin or Gladys Knight or Shaka Khan pop up in here and be one of the articulates when it's time now. Now that's what I'm going to need to see. Don't bring no girls in here too young. Bring the girls that's been doing it for y'all. Okay, I'm gonna need Patty to hit that high note. Yeah, I'm gonna need her to go and hit all that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna need. So please work it out. But this pretty little young thing comes over to the table. Baby, when I tell you Anita moves like I used to move, if you walked up and wanted to say something to my baby, oh, well, here you go, honey, go ahead on talk, because I know he's going back with me. The only reason why we ain't together now is because I said I ain't want to no more. Okay? Nah, nah. But that's the way you do it, baby. Go on over there. Go ahead and go on and say something. Because if he says something to you back sideways, that's not good. And if you said something to him sideways, that's not good. You know, so go ahead on, girl. Shoot your little shot, because I know where you're going. I ain't worried about it, okay? But anyway, the girl came over and said that he was the reason why she came to DC and decided to work where she did when she got there. And Dr. Nicole comes and they all have a little something planned for Anita. Well, Ted and Kat share a sweet little moment together. And while they're talking, she brought up the party and she told Ted, she said, I really would like to get in it, Dad, and make sure that it's good, because you know that Eva ain't got no class. And her daddy said, listen, I want you to leave her alone. I think Ted notices, I think Ted crazy like a fox. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. But anyway, he told her to leave that girl alone, he told her. And she said, okay, I will. I'll do it. And he said, well, thank you, my favorite daughter. She says, your only daughter. Thank you. Well, girl, that's what you think, girl. You got a sister, girl. And right now she down to the bar having a drink with the very man that you want, which is just going to make things worse. But that's life. Anyway, the family tries to get Anita to get up on the stage. And she said, she ain't trying to get up there like that right now. She said, because look, I ain't been practicing. I ain't trying to have people whip out their phones and catch me not up on my game and posting it up everywhere. She's like, y'all ain't about to get me with that. No, ma'am. And then Vernon started talking in there, baby, you know, when you get on there, show what you got, baby. So then after that, she got on up. She slid up on him on that chair, got on up there, okay? But when she gets up there, she looks a little uncomfortable at first. Like they had to play the intro a second time. And may we just say that Anita looks fabulous. She looks fabulous, darling. She looks fabulous every time we see she's age appropriate. Not that it's something you can't wear, because if you can wear it, girl, put it on, wear it, girl, go ahead, get down. That's how I feel, okay? But she looks fabulous, just fabulous. But back down to the bar. Let me find this picture again. Hold on. Back down to the bar. while Eva is sitting down there talking to Tomas, she started tearing up because she started talking about um, how she grew up. Okay. She started talking about how she grew up. So she was tearing up and everything. I think I covered that part though. But I think I had started right in here. But anyway, never mind that. Let's go back to the Duprees. Okay, because that'll happen sometimes. I'll be trying to change papers to put everything on one page. Okay, so but anyway, I was saying, meanwhile, Anita first started out like she was, I don't know if I really want to get on up here like that. But you could tell she gonna get up there and tear it up. You know she is. Okay. And baby, she got up there and she was throwing them hands and throwing them hips to the left, to the right, like boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, boom, boom. She tore it up. She did. She tore it up. But sidebar, y'all know what? I could have kept the other two girls from back there singing, and I didn't need them back there. Let your grandma handle it. But they was there having fun though. They was having fun. They was having fun. They was up there having fun. Let me see what y'all talking about down in these comments before we get to these questions. Okay. To the comments. Let me scroll up here. Hold on, y'all. Real Talk says, Kat has never known what it means to struggle. Kat was born with a golden spoon in her mouth. She don't know nothing about that life. She don't. Tony Lynn said the show keeps mentioning couture on Gates, and couture is on Bold and Beautiful, where they do fashion designs on this soap. So I'm thinking the future Gates and Bold and Beautiful will do a crossover. Really? I don't want them crossing over though. Leave us alone over here. I ain't got time to be learning no new names and stuff. So no, thank you. Keep it. Linda says Miss Anita was sharp. Do y'all want to cross over? Because I don't want one. Tony says when they do this crossover, the Bold and the Beautiful people will call Danny Maya by mistake because Kara Mosley paid Maya on Bold and Beautiful for 5 years. We don't want it. I don't want it. Destiny says that song and dance they did was super cute. I thought it was too. Anita was great, and her backup singers were even better. What? I could see them giving us a Christmas special, singing us carols. So sweet. Now they're gonna bring them articulates on here. She says, right, Destiny. And Eva and Tomas in the country club. Is Eva and Tomas in the country club? They are down to the country club. Y'all better hurry up and get my application together because I'm itching to get up in there. I got my outfit ready. I do. Linda says, Miss Anita had a case of the nerves at first. She did, but she hurried up and got that together, honey. Because she was ready, Eddie. She was. Miss Anita busted loose, child. She did. She sure enough did. I tell y'all what I know though. Next week, it look like it's gonna be real good. It look like it's gonna be real good. Not next week. This week. I'm sorry. Next week. This week look like, baby, we gonna have to bust up in here. We gonna have to bust up in here with our teacups ready. Okay, that's what I think. That's precisely what I feel. All right, y'all, let's get to these questions. Because we have questions. We always got some questions for these peoples, honey. Always got some questions. So let me get on over here to them. Hold on. I'm going to scroll up to something else first. Okay. Are Tomas and Eva growing closer? And will he choose her over Kat? Huh? Now that Anita has tasted a little of getting back on stage, will karaoke night be enough? And will Vernon back her up? Because sidebar, there was a major reporter there in the audience talking to Smitty. Will Leslie, Laura, Sherry, Anna, Sherry, Dana, Lou, Mary Ann, Susie Q, will she reveal all, putting all of her relationships behind the gates at risk? Huh? Will she? I don't know. But what I do know is that we won't find out unless we keep on being nosy behind these gates and find out what's going on beyond the gates. All right, y'all, let me see what else y'all talking about right quick. Linda says she don't want no crossover. Real Talk says, yes, I think Tomas and Eva will grow closer. Destiny says, the weekends are so long without the gatekeepers and BTG. Goodness, I'm so bored. I rewatched the episodes. What? Well, you know, we get together on Friday nights. Now, Friday nights is going to be our party nights. Why I found a name for it, too. I'll tell y'all about it later, about what we're going to call it on Friday nights, okay? But I appreciate y'all, and y'all don't know how much I love hanging with y'all because it takes my mind off of all the stuff that I have going on with me, and I hope it does the same for you. Again, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. You know you want to come over here and be a gatekeeper. You know you love me. So go on and subscribe to the page, okay? Real Talk says, I want to see where Thomas and Eva will go. Today was great acting from Amber Michelle. Yes, I do too. I want to see what's going. I ain't going to tell no tale. I do want to see where that's going too. I and do. And show enough do. Well, please like the video. Please go on and become a subscriber if you have not. And come on back over here tomorrow, 4:15ish. We'll be back over here to gossip some more about these doggone Duprees, because you know that's what we do, okay? You know that's what we do. All right, y'all. I do hope that everybody out there is having a great day. And if not, remember that there's still some time left. Why not see what you can do to turn it into one anyway? I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.
How did you get beyond the gates? Be gone.
Tell absolutely no one that I'm the one that let you in behind the gates. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.